Hello, dear students. I am Professor Kutawal, Department of Agronomy. Today we discuss our course AGRO 234. That is the crop production technology first, and that Kharif crops. Today we discuss that basically different cereals crops. Among that, the major important cereals crops in that sorghum crop, in that different minor millets, in that basically the group of the millets, in that major millets and minor millets. So difficult, the major millets, two different subtypes. In that pearl millets we have to call as bajra, panicetum, glaucum or panicetum purpureum. These are the some. Then sorghum bicolor. This is the one of the important major millet. Then sorghum, known as the king of the cereal crops, or king of the course in cereals. Then the minor millets, the foxtail or Italian millet, in that Setaria italica. Then common or proso millet, how to call as a panicum millennium. Then third one is the barnyard millet, Echinocloa frumentensia. Then fourth one finger millet, or we have to call as a ragi. It's botanically called as a Elusina coracena. Then last one is the kodo millet, is Paspalum scorbiculatum. This is the different five minor millets and two the major millet. These are the different seven millets. Then we discuss the great millet, or we have to call it as a jawar. Jawar, it is one of the important cereal crops. It's botanically known as the sorghum bicolor. Its family Gramineae, and its origin place India or Africa. Basically its origin place we have to observe in that East Central Africa. This is the its origin place. Now about the area and its production. So basically in India and among the all over the country, these crops imported and grown in that China, Malaysia, Nigeria, Sudan, Argentina, and some African countries we have to grow these sorghum crops. Then in Maharashtra, in India, we have to observe the Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Madhya Pradesh. These are the important growing states. And that basically in Maharashtra, the Solapur, Ahmednagar, Sangli, Satara, Pune, Nashik, Usmanabad. These are the different important districts for the production of the sorghum. Then now discuss about the economic importance of the sorghum crops. Sorghum crop it is the staple food for the major crops, in that basically fourth rank in that major food grains, and third rank in the or India. This is the after the rice and wheat. So this is the very important crop as a fodder source for the cattle feed and fodder. So the preparation of the jaggery, bhakri, hulda are prepared from the sorghum. Then dry stalk are used as a fodder. The kadbi are used for the fodder purpose for the cattle or milk animals. Then some of the important part is the HCN, hydrosonic acid, is are observed in sorghum crop up to the 8 to 10 weeks earlier stages. And basically sorghum grain contain 10 to 12% of the protein, 3% of the fat, and almost 70% of the carbohydrate. Sorghum grains are highest carbohydrate content are observed. Then we discuss about the soil and climatic requirement. Sandy loam and heavy black soil type, it is the important for the sorghum cultivation. pH range 6.5 to 8.5, slightly alkaline pH or saline or alkaline pH are required for the sorghum growing. Then dry and warm climate, it is the well favorable for the sorghum growing. Then optimum temperature 26 to 30 degrees Celsius, it's better growth. Then rainfall requirement 60 to 100 centimeter, annual average rainfall should be required. Basically sorghum crop, it is the short day plant. Then preparatory tillage, the one summer plowing, it is the necessary. Then after that 2 to 3 crosswise harrowing should be required, and at the last harrowing we should apply added 10 to 15 ton of the farm and manure, and this harrowing should be done and mix the all stubbles or farm and manure in the shallow depth. So this is the beneficial for the well prepare the seedbed preparation. Then collect the stubbles, previous crop stubbles or debris are collected and burn it down. So these are the preparatory tillage operations. Then we discuss about the seeds and sowing. The selection of the seeds and seed treatment are basic important. The selection of the seeds, pure or viable seeds should be required, and a high percentage of the germination percentage should be required. And at the time of the sowing, seed treatment is the very important for the maximum growing of that particular crops. So seed treatment with the sulfur treatment or carbofuran treatment or 30% barren solution, and use as the azotobacter, it is the one of the important azotobacter culture at 250 gram per 10 kg of seed to increase the nitrogen availability. So this is the different three type of the seed treatment should be required. Sulfur treatment 300 mesh fine sulfur powder at the rate 4 to 5 gram per kg seed to be controlled for the smut diseases. Then carbofuran treatment useful for the shoot fly, and the 30% barren solution seed treatment should be useful for the control the ergot diseases. Then sowing methods, and different sowing methods you have to use for the sowing of the sorghum crops. Generally broadcasting, drilling and dibbling, these are the three different sowing methods are useful for the sowing of the sorghum. Then we discuss about the seed rate, sowing time and season. The broadcasting method should be required 15 to 18 kg per hectare seed. Then drilling method 10 to 12 kg per hectare seed required. Then third dibbling method 8 to 10 kg of seed per hectare required. Then as a fodder crops we should require 50 to 60 kg of per hectare. Then sowing time and season. Kharif crop, when see the 15th June to 15th July, this is the optimum period for the Kharif sorghum sowing. Then Rabi crops 15th September to 15th October, this is the optimum period for the sowing of the sorghum. Then when we sorghum crop grown in summer season for as a fodder crop, we should sown at the first fortnight of the January as a fodder crop. Then we discuss the spacing and duration. The generally drilling method 50 45 centimeter into 15 centimeter. This is the optimum spacing for the sorghum crop. When with this dibbling method are used for the sowing, this 45 centimeter into 45 centimeter, this is the optimum or wider spacing should be required for the at the time of the. Then after care and intercultivation. So intercultivation, in that gap filling should be done at earlier 10 days after the sowing. Then thinning 10 to 15 days after the sowing, though should be necessary for the optimum plant population of the sorghum crop. So thinning, it is the one of the important part for the sorghum to maintain the desired plant population and for the maximum yield. Then weeding and hoeing. So weed management, it is the one of the part that weeding should be done, and hoeing should be done with the rotary hoe or mechanical hoe. So control the weed. Then one hand weeding should be, or manual weeding should be done at the 35 to 60 days. So weed free period should be maintained, the basically period. So then crop rotation, the different crop rotations with sorghum, it is the majorly sorghum, gram, sorghum in kharif, rabi season for the pea, and summer as vegetable. This is the important rotation. Then jawar rotated with the linseed. Then jawar rotated with in gram and summer crop as a groundnut. This is the long durational rotation for the 3 seasons. In that cotton in kharif, jawar in rabi season, and groundnut also in summer. This is and next one is the jawar, chili, and tobacco. These are the some rotations are most favorable or easily adapted in our Maharashtra. Then mixed cropping. The kharif jawar is easily mixed with the udid, moog, cowpea, and tur, like some pulses crops as a mix seeds and sowing it. Then rabi jawar is mixed with the gram, linseed, and safflower. These are some other different categories crops. We can easily, the mixed cropping system should be adapted. Then part of the manures and fertilizers. Manure 10 to 15 tons FIM we should apply at the time of the last harrowing. Then 120 60 60 NPK kg per hectare, half of the nitrogen, full potash, and full phosphorus applied at the time of the sowing. Then remaining 50% of the nitrogen should be applied at the time of the first irrigation. Then irrigation and water management. So in kharif season, if there is well distributed rainfall at given critical growth stages, then there is no need for the irrigation. But generally 15 to 20 days irrigation interval is kept for the jawar crop. So critical growth stages, in that grand growth stages, flag leaf stages, and the flowering stage after the 65 to 70 days after the sowing, and grain filling stages 85 to 90 days after the sowing. So irrigation required for this critical growth stages. In when the crop grown in summer season, we have to apply 10 days interval is kept for the irrigation application. Then we discuss about the harvesting and yield. Crop mature at 100 to 120 days after the sowing. So some of the maturity signs, the crops look like yellowish, grain become hard, and blackish spot develop on the top of the grain. Then crop stop the growth and yellowing of panicles. Moisture content of the grain is reduced down near about 25 to 30%. Then lower grain of earhead they become hard and when crushed under the teeth gives cracking noise. So earhead is nipped and dried on the threshing yard for the 5 to 6 days and thresh is down the threshing machine, the grains collected in gunny bags. So this is the threshing and harvesting, so important part of this sorghum crop. Then remaining part is the yield. Kharif crop near about as a rainfed crop 4 to 5 quintal per hectare yield observed. Then irrigated 25 to 30 quintal per hectare, and Rabi crops rainfed condition in 6.5 to 7.5 and under the irrigation 20 to 25 quintal are observed. Then the fodder yield 20 to 38 tons per hectare near about ranges or the some of the factor of the type of the soil. Though light type of the soil low less yield, but heavy type of the soil increasing the yield of the fodder crops. So this all of the about the sorghum crop. Then some of the important varieties of the sorghum crops for rainy season, in that SPV 669, SPKV 400. For the Rabi season, Swami Selection 3, Fule Mauli, Anuradha, Chitra, Parvani, Moti, irrigated Fule Yeshoda, Vasudha, Fule Revati. These are the some important irrigated variety. Then hybrid CSH 5, 9, 14, 16, 18 and CSH 21. These are the some of the hybrid cultivars or hybrid variety of the sorghum crop. Important male sterile variety for the hybridization, it is the combined kafir 60. It is the one of the important variety for the maximum production of the hybrid varieties. Then first commercial hybrid, it is the CSH1 in 1964. So sorghum grains is poor in lysine and rich in the leucine protein. Sorghum crop also self-pollinated C4 plant, and sorghum crop also known as the camel crop. Thank you. This is all about the our important cereal crops of the sorghum.